6 months ago, we launched a project called the Dinosaur SQUAD. It saw bringing my son Jax, 12-year-old, together with Sally, a 69-year-old woman, and for them to write a story about an older dinosaur teaching a younger dinosaur how to roar. While we were writing the story and bringing it together, we realised that the happy ending that we'd created was not the reality of my family or Jax's life. So we decided to turn to our community. We turned to friends, family, Jax's school, the Victoria Police, Parliament, and peers and siblings as well, to write the ending to the story, to what they were going to do to support Jax and how we were going to end his story and make it the reality in his life. So the group of people that we called the squad that came together to support us to write the story and the endings to the story still have a role 6 months later, are still supporting my family and Jax in everyday life, in school, in the spaces where he is. And that's a really important part of being a member of the squad. We had a squad that grew from about 15 people to almost 60 people now in the squad. We had people approaching myself and Jax to ask how they could become a member of the squad. Jax was at school and had friends in higher years come up to him and say, "What's all this squad stuff about? How do I become part of it? What's really important about it?" And he would talk to them about it and they would ask, "Is it okay if we become a squad member?" Since Jax has started high school, we have had some issues at school, and not too long ago, Jax had a problem with one of the educators at his school deliberately misgendering him. When he came home and I saw the sadness and the fear in his face, and this is a kid who loves school, he loves teachers, he loves learning, this was a real concern because all of a sudden school became a very different place for him. What was quite incredible was that not just supporting the processes that we needed to get right in school, but we put a call out to the squad. And what came next was actually quite overwhelming and quite emotional for myself. I think when there's an issue with your child, you look into yourself to think about, as a parent, what should I do next? Who should I call on? I have always been a fighter for processes and getting these things right. But what was really overwhelming, or very different, I guess, for how Jax and myself felt and the rest of the family, was that when we put the call out to the squad, they absolutely and abundantly turned up. They messaged Jax. They sent pictures. Sometimes a few times a day. We had a gelati voucher from our local town come. So on the Friday we went off and had an amazing gelati night. We had people who had come to our town and just said, "Hey, where are you? Coming to have coffee." I felt really, really supported in the fight that I needed to offer for my son to be safe at school. And what the squad did was not only make me have the energy and the support to be able to do that, but when I spoke to Jax at the end of the week, when this all had happened, he was a very, very confident child. He said to me it gave him the confidence to be out at school and to be who he is and his authentic self at school, which is such a powerful thing you want for any of your children, but let alone when they're younger and they're starting high school, trying to figure out who they are and what their identity is. He also, told me about other kids in the playground and in the classroom that had stepped up to realise that he wasn't feeling himself or wasn't feeling the best, and they really, really surrounded him with different things through messaging each other, checking in on him on a daily basis, but also coming up to him and giving him hugs and giving him high fives and giving him all those things that really support him to be able to learn. And for me, the impact, I think, is what I saw is a kid that maybe had an issue or a problem going to school, is all of a sudden he was able to get up, he was able to go to school, even amongst the difficulties that were there. He felt that his squad was around him so that he could overcome some of those difficulties. We didn't have a lot of support from our extended family, and since doing this project and them seeing the project and the film, it's really changed their idea, I guess, of who Jax is. It's supported them with using the correct pronouns, using his name, and really thinking about who he is as he grows and what he needs from them. So this project's had a big impact on our extended family as well. It's also had a really profound impact on Jax's siblings. With Jax starting high school, Jax's older sister was at the same high school, and she was really concerned about him coming and what she would need to do to protect her brother. What the squad gave her as well was realising that she also had people around her, that when it wasn't just about her protecting her brother every day, which is still a worry for her, and it's something that impacts her life. But what she knows now is that it's not all up to her. It's not all up just to me or our family, but there's actually other people around supporting her in what she needs to be able to be the best ally and the fierce advocate she is for her brother. It also gave my eldest child a real sense of family. We don't have a lot of extended family around us, so to have that sense of family for her, to know that people are here, is a really important part of this project, and has made her feel that community or that family has come together. What's been really, really significant to us as a family is that it's opened up conversations. It's made us know that whatever conversation comes up, whatever happens for Jax now in the future, that we will be supported to have those really, really important conversations and to be the best allies and the best parents and family that we can be for him. What that's changed even for my partner is that he's been able to have discussions about what it means to parent Jax and our other children, and that supported him in his own view of what we need and the support that we need around us. At the start of this project, one of the tasks that Jax was given was to draw dinosaurs for a book and an animation. He loves drawing, loves dinosaurs, so it wasn't a hard task for him. But as we were sitting at the dining room table one night and we were talking about the dinosaurs he was drawing, and he turned to me and he just said, "Mum, why are people doing this?" And I asked him and said, "What do you mean? Like, who's doing what?" And they said, "Why are all these people needing me to draw a dinosaur because they're now part of my squad?" And it was quite an overwhelming moment, and I actually wasn't sure what to tell him. I said, because they love you, they want to be part of a project. There's probably lots of different reasons people come to do this. But he kept looking at me and he kept insisting on that question. He said, "But why? Why are they all coming to support me?" And I didn't really have much of an answer, actually. I wanted to tell him because he's an amazing, fabulous, incredible kid. I wanted to tell him that everyone that came knew him really well, but they didn't. Not everyone knew him really well, but they still stepped on board. And all I had really to say to him, because that's what we do, Jax. That's what we do when people wrap themselves around people who are having a hard time. That's what community means, and that's what family means, and that's what the squad has become for us. When you have a child that's growing in the world and you have to understand the influence of the world around them and what that's going to have on them as they grow. And I had a really important conversation with Jax very early on when he had read his own headlines and media around things that were hurtful to him and really made him really fearful. And we talked about the squad and we talked about the people that are here. And it was really interesting to listen to Jax think about, even though there's things in the world that are going to be hard, they're going to be painful, some are going to be really, really hard as he grows. But he said to me, "But the people that we've got here at the table, Mum, the people that are in the squad, the people that will be here, they're the ones that can help me when that happens." And I said to him, "Yes, they are." And so we decided that we would kind of think about putting our energy into the people that are here, not the people that aren't here. And when I say that, I mean the people that may have other motivations to be harmful towards Jax. So now all our energy when things happened is that he knows that he can have people around him that will support him in thinking about who's at the table, who's part of the family, who's part of our squad. And that's where he can put his focus in as he grows and becomes an independent young person to be able to navigate his own life. I live in a region where we've had a really tough 18 months. We've had a real struggle with losing young people. And for me, it's a really, really important part that I realise that this project is saving my son's life. The squad supports our family in saving his life. So to be able to help other families, other community groups and things to be able to do that, I think is a really, really important part of this project moving forward.